Welcome, dear listener, to this journey through the very beginning of everything, a sacred story of how life, the world, and we came to be. In this reading, we reflect on the first two chapters of the book of Genesis, enriched with timeless insights that reveal God's deep love, power, and purpose for all creation. This is a story of love and purpose, the story of creation. In the beginning, there was nothing, no time, no earth, no stars, only God. Out of this divine silence, God spoke, and with His word, the universe began. Let there be light, He said, and light pierced the darkness. Day and night were born, not just as cycles, but as gifts of rhythm and rest. Time itself began with God's first act. This was no random event. Everything that followed, the sky, the seas, the land and life, was formed with intention. The waters parted, the land rose, grass grew, trees bore fruit, and stars were said to dance across the heavens. The sun to govern the day, the moon for the night. Creation responded to God's voice, and it was good, very good. But God was not finished. He filled the seas with creatures that swim, and the skies with birds that sing. On land, animals of every kind roamed freely. And then something extraordinary happened. God said, "Let us make man in our image and likeness." And so, humankind came into being. A man formed from the dust of the ground. God breathed into him the breath of life, and the man became a living being. He was not just part of creation, he was its steward, its caretaker. In all of this, we see that God is eternal. All else, the sun, the sea, the stars, are His creation. Unlike ancient myths that spoke of warring gods and chaotic birds, Genesis shows us a creator who is powerful, singular, and good. He doesn't struggle or fight to create. He simply speaks, and it is. And when God looked upon all He had made, He saw that it was very good. In Genesis chapter 2, we are taken deeper into the heart of this creation story. Here we are shown God's intimacy and care. The Garden of Eden is planted, a place of beauty, peace, and provision. Trees delightful to the eyes, and plants for food growing in abundance. Rivers flowing, and in this garden, God blesses the man. But God sees that it is not good for a man to be alone. So, He causes the man to sleep, and from his side, He forms a woman. Not from the earth this time, but from the man himself. When the man sees her, he rejoices. This, at last, is the bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This moment marks not only the beginning of a human relationship, but also the foundation of marriage. It is a union created by God, equal, sacred, and full of purpose. Man and woman together reflect the image of their Creator. And in this holy partnership, God gives them a mission: be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it. This is not a command of domination, but of stewardship, of tending and caring for creation. Man and woman were naked and felt no shame. There was no guilt, no fear. Their hearts were aligned with God's will, and their souls were in harmony with creation. When we reflect on Genesis 1 and 2, we are reminded that all of creation flows from God's goodness. He creates not out of necessity or struggle, but out of love. Everything from the galaxies to the smallest insect is a reflection of His purpose and beauty. Human beings are not an afterthought, no. We are made in the image and likeness of God. This gives us the dignity, worth, and responsibility. We are called to care, to love, to build, and to bless. Even today, we can look at creation, at a sunrise, at the face of a loved one, at the quiet peace of nature, and remember that it all began with God. A God who is close, creative, attentive, and deeply involved in every part of our lives. So let us walk with awe and gratitude, for the story of creation is not just a beginning, it's an invitation to know the Creator and to live according to His design and will. Let us reflect on this. If God is the Creator of all, and we are made in His image and likeness, how should we live? How should we treat one another? How should we care for the world entrusted to us? This is not just a story of the beginning. It is the foundation of who we are. May the story of creation remind you and I that we all are wonderfully made by God, deeply loved by Him, and part of a much greater purpose. Until next time, stay blessed.